these guys put the record on the line. You know, Devin being undefeated, Ryan could possibly be embarrassed, and everyone was right about him. A lot of stake for those guys, and they made this fight happen. I know Devin Haney lost the fight, but at the end of the day, both these guys won. They made a lot of money, and everybody on social media is respecting the fuck out of these guys because they delivered on what we crave when we watch fighting. We want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. That's why we watch. Obviously, we watch because we want to see a boxer perform and show his craft and show why he's one of the best, right? And that's beautiful too. And that fight had everything. Devin Haney showed his technical skills after he got dropped, recovered, and it was beating Ryan Garcia in the scorecards. Ryan Garcia makes some adjustments and keeps using that left hook and finds it and lands on Devin Haney. We saw really, really good boxing. We saw a lot of heart. We saw passion. That fight had everything. It delivered. Hey guys, welcome to the False Line Podcast here with episode 205. I swear, guys, it feels like I'm messing something up in the episode numbers. So if you guys have heard me say multiple numbers on repeat, that's probably why. And just let me know where we're at if I got it wrong, but I think I'm right. We had Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia over the weekend. I wasn't really too sure what today's episode was going to be about, but the way that fight went, I was like, well, we got content. So here we are, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, crazy fight. And we're just going to do a recap, kind of talk down a lot of details about the whole fight. I did a small reaction video yesterday, Sunday. Just a quick, on the False Line Podcast Clips channel, just a quick recap of what happened. And this episode is just going to be more in depth of that video. Okay, so if you guys don't know, I had, I mean, a lot of people probably know, but I had Devin Haney winning this fight easily, no questions. A just very one-sided fight is how I thought the fight was going to go, right? And just because of everything I'm going to say, I don't want people to say that I switched up or I'm fake or anything like that. But I had Devin Haney winning. I didn't think that he was going to lose. I thought he was going to get a knockout finish towards the end. I thought Ryan was going to get faded and get tired. But that didn't happen, right? So, yeah. Let's see. I mean, like I said, I had Ryan. I mean, I had Devin winning this fight. The way Ryan has been, he was talking crazy. I don't know if he was really drinking or not during camp. I like to think that he wasn't, but I don't know, right? What these guys do behind the scenes. So I was just like, I'm not going to go with Ryan. I think it's just too easy for Devin. It definitely would have changed my perspective if Ryan seemed a little bit more professional, you could say. And I would have been like, oh, this is going to be a closer fight than a lot of people think. But the way Ryan Garcia was acting and it just seemed like he wasn't locked in. He wasn't focused, things like that. So that's why I went with Devin. And if you guys look at the past videos, I talk really highly about Ryan. And, you know, he disappointed me on this one and how he just started talking crazy because I said I was a big fan. I don't know how I feel about Ryan yet right now, like if I'm still a fan or not like that. And for me, I take that serious. And you guys might think that, oh, well, that's lame. But it's just me, right? So I don't know if I'm a fan of Ryan Garcia, but I'm a fan of what he did and what he was able to accomplish that night because it was awesome. So let's see what else we got. Oh, you know, I thought before the fight, people were saying that, you know, those videos that, you know, they show the fight in the locker room. People were saying that Ryan Garcia looked nervous. I thought he looked nervous. Another thing is that stood out to me, I thought Devin Haney looked a bit too drained. It looked like he didn't rehydrate properly or the best way he could. And I was worried about that. I was, damn, Devin looked like he didn't rehydrate good. He didn't. His face still looked a bit, you could say, like tired from that drained. So I don't know how his weight cut was, and I don't know how his rehydration went. So I don't know, right? And we all know Ryan Garcia missed weight. And, you know, when that happened, like I said, I didn't think the fight was going to happen. When he missed weight, I was like, oh, the fight's off. But they still went at it. Devin Haney still accepted the fight, and the fight was on. So very, very happy about that. And we gotta give it to these fighters, right? Because they got in the ring and they didn't have to. They made this fight because they wanted to make a lot of money and deliver on a good boxing fight because of the history that they have and who knows what else, right? The motives were for the fight. But those are probably the big reasons why they created the fight and made the fight happen. So we don't see a lot of mega fights in boxing. Like, it's just not something that happens like every year, if we're speaking the truth, right? Every year we have one good fight. And lately it's been Canelo. Oh, Canelo fights. We don't even care who the opponent is. It's just Canelo is fighting. And that's what boxing was. Like, oh, well, Canelo's fighting. Oh, Mayweather's fighting. He's fighting this other guy. When he would fight like a big name like Pacquiao, that was a mega fight. Pacquiao and Marquez went back at it. They went at it 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good rivalry. They made that mega fight. When Canelo fought Triple G, like Canelo has what, 2 mega fights. He had it with Triple G, the first 2 times, and then with Mayweather. I don't really count the third one with Canelo, but with Mayweather, that was 3. You could say 3 mega fights that Canelo had. That probably sold a lot of pay-per-views and just a mega fights for us. So for Ryan Garcia to be in a mega fight last year against Gervonta Tank Davis and now to be in another mega fight against Devin Haney, like that's pretty fucking impressive, right? And for Devin Haney to, beat Lomachenko, and then I don't know if you count that as a mega fight or not, and then he beat, what's his name, Prograis, and then he goes and fights Ryan, which is a mega fight. I would say that's his first mega fight, to be honest with you. And, other mega fights would be against Tank and possibly Teofimo. Same thing with Ryan Garcia. If Ryan Garcia has another fight with Tank or Tio, even Pitbull, I think that would be a mega fight. And we don't see those fights often. We just don't. I don't know why they don't happen as much. They want to protect the boxers. They want to capitalize on the value of the boxer, and make as much money as they can. That's why they do that. So the fact that these guys put the record on the line, Devin being undefeated, Ryan could possibly be embarrassed, and everyone was right about him. A lot of stake for those guys, and they made this fight happen. And I know Devin Haney lost the fight, but at the end of the day, both these guys won. They made a lot of money, and everybody on social media is respecting the fuck out of these guys. Because they delivered on what we crave when we watch fighting. We want to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. That's why we watch. Obviously, we watch because we want to see a boxer perform and show his craft and show why he's one of the best, right? And that's beautiful too. And that fight had everything, right? Devin Haney showed his technical skills after he got dropped, recovered, and it was beating Ryan Garcia in the scorecards. Ryan Garcia makes some adjustments and keeps using that left hook and finds it and lands on Devin Haney. Like, we saw really, really good boxing. We saw a lot of heart. We saw passion. That fight had everything. It delivered. And that's why I'm like, that's my, like, how I feel at the end of the day. I'm just like, okay, I'm sad or upset that Devin lost, but shit, these guys delivered a fucking good fight that I'm going to remember. The week before, we had UFC 300. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney gave me the same emotions that Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje gave me. Right there. Like, neck and neck, bro. Max Holloway probably knockout was more because of how it happened, but it was right there. And these guys did that, and you just got to give it to them, man. You got to give it to Devin for doing it. You got to give it to Ryan for doing it as well. And Ryan keeping his word, saying that he wants to create the mega fights, and he's fucking doing it. So we just got to give it to those guys, man. So I know a lot of people are saying, Devin this, Ryan this, and I was like, guys, that's cool and all, but let's not forget that those 2 guys made this fight happen, and this is and gave us what's happening right now. The conversations, the videos, the clips, everything. They delivered on that. That fight could have been fucking boring, and we would have been done talking about it. I wouldn't even make an episode about it, bro. Like, keeping it a buck. But now everything on Twitter is talking about Ryan or Devin, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Like, it's cool as fuck, man. And I know a lot, like I said, there's a lot of haters, but even the haters, enjoy this. Because when Canelo fights, we're going to forget about this Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. And now we're going to move on to Canelo, Tyson Fury, and Usyk. And those fights may not be as good as this one. So we got to embrace it, soak it all in, enjoy this shit. And that's it, man. And just keep supporting both guys. And that's what I'm trying to do here, guys. Like I said, I say this a lot. This is just for fun. This is just entertaining. My goal is to influence people to watch and enjoy badass shit. If your favorite fighter gets knocked the fuck out, I understand that. But at the end of the day, another guy just did something badass. And personally, for me, I just appreciate someone being badass, like doing crazy shit. So I'm a fan, bro. I know Devin Haney was my guy. I was getting so upset, but I was like, damn, Ryan Garcia just has that left hook. And then I started to appreciate Ryan Garcia in the fucking fight, even though I was so mad at Devin Haney. But I was appreciating Ryan Garcia because I'm like, damn, man. I don't know what this dude's been going through, but to shine like that under the lights, think about it, man. Think about that. And I'm just like, damn, like, all I could do is just admire and appreciate that. I can't even hate on Ryan, man. I know people are going to hate on Ryan. Same thing with Devin, but Devin Haney got dropped 3 times. He could have gave up, but he didn't. How many times have we seen people get that left hook from Ryan Garcia and it's over? Devin Haney said, nuh-uh, not today. I don't give a fuck if I'm losing. I'm going to get back up and keep fighting. Do you know how hard that is? And we have to appreciate that. I know he lost, but he showed heart and passion, and he still thought he won the fight. Obviously, we might think, oh, he's delusional, but that's how much heart the kid has, bro, that he still thought he won the fight. Just crazy. We got to appreciate that shit because it's badass. Badass, man. All right, let's talk about the fight now. The fight itself, Ryan came out. I knew exactly who was going to do that. I didn't think he was going to have that left hook right off the rip, though, like so clean. I know he's going to come out crazy and blah, blah, blah. And I just thought Devin Haney was going to be ready for it. But that left hook is automatic. That left hook is like Alex Pereira's calf kicks. They're just shoot, shoot, shoot. And I'm like, Jesus, bro. Wow. He caught Devin Haney. Devin Haney does so well to bounce back. He wins like the next 4 or 5 rounds, and then he gets dropped again like in the 6th or the 7th. And then that knockdown, being more fatigued in the fight, shit got hard for him, man. The referee started to get involved a little too much with Devin and Ryan Garcia. I think he helped Devin Haney a little too much, and he didn't let Ryan Garcia finish Devin Haney. And I really do think if the referee didn't get involved as much, Garcia would have finished Haney, like completely. I think out of those 2, I don't know if it was 2 slips that the referee said that there were slips. At least one of those where he got dropped. He got rocked. He couldn't stand on his feet on his own anymore. After that, Devin Haney really slowed down. And I want to say Ryan Garcia won the first round, and then the round where he got the second drop, and I want to say the following round as well. Devin Haney kind of recovered, bounced back again, won like 2 more rounds, and then we get to the end where he gets dropped for the 3rd time, and then after that, you're like in deep waters. You got knocked down 3 times, and then that 3rd drop. It was a beautiful shot by Ryan Garcia, when they were separating from the clinch, and he just caught him clean. You could just see Devin Haney just snap his head. It was a beautiful hook. It was awesome. And at that point, Devin Haney's tired. He's hurt. His whole face is swollen. Like, he is beat up, and he keeps fighting. And I was telling my girl this. I was like, Devin Haney still won more rounds, right? And I'm not trying to defend him here, but this is why I think he thought he won and things like that. Because, okay, you give Ryan the rounds that he dropped Haney, and then you might give him another 1 or 2 extra rounds. Those are only 5 rounds out of 12. So I think, right, that Devin Haney won 7. I thought Haney won 7 rounds, and I told my girl, I was like, dude, those 3 drops are going to be enough to overcome the 7 rounds that Devin Haney has in the bank. And she said yes, and I was like, I like to think so too, but, boxing is a weird sport when it comes to decisions and who's fighting. So that was an interesting conversation that I had with my girl I had Devin Haney winning 7 rounds and Ryan had 5. And he got the 3 drops, and it was very clear who was the healthier fighter at the end of the fight. It was very clear who took more damage. Like, all that stuff was clear, but I was just very intrigued by that thought because boxing is it seems like it's a very round-to-round sport, at least in my opinion. So very interesting, but, at the end of the day, in my head, I was like, they have to give this fight to Ryan Garcia. Like, it's just justice. He dropped Devin the Dream Haney 3 times. I think that was his 30th or 31st fight, and he took his first loss. Like, Ryan Garcia did that night was magical, and all he needed to do, or all that was needed to happen next, was just give him the win officially. So I'm happy they gave him the win because well-deserved, and I was scared that they weren't because I just know how this shit goes in boxing, and we all do. So I mean, that was pretty much the fight. It was very, Ryan Garcia had moments, but he had like 3, 4, 5 moments in the fight. And Devin Haney had a game plan. And he stuck to it, and it just wasn't enough. He got dropped. If he didn't get dropped, he would have won the fight. And I was a bit disappointed, though, from Devin Haney. I expected him to have, when he was in trouble, all he would do is go for the clinch. I was like, Devin, I just want to see you start letting your hands go and just land. Like, respond that you're like that you're hurt. Like, give some response. Like, oh, I'm hurt. I need to put a combination together. I need to start attacking Ryan Garcia real hard because he's probably going to win the fight. I wanted Devin Haney to do that. Like, I wanted him to turn it up. Like, I just wanted him like a switch. And we see that in fights. Some fighters, like, they just turn it up and like, hey, I'm behind. I got to go. I got to drop him. I got to do something. I got to win this last round. I got to do something, like, just to respond to Ryan Garcia dropping me. And he didn't. And that was like, that's where I was like, that's what's missing from Devin Haney. In the Lomachenko fight, he faced adversity as well. He did well, and I just think that matchup was a little bit better for him because Ryan's taller, bigger, and the reach is longer. So, I just think Devin Haney needs to find what that is, or if he does have it, work on that. When someone turns it up on him, he needs to be able to respond. Like, hey, next time you turn it up, just know how this is going to come at you. And Ryan Garcia knew, I'm going to come at you. You're just going to hit me with the jab or an overhand. And it's going to hurt a little bit, but not as much as this left hook's going to hurt you. And that, I think that was a big factor in this fight, that Devin Haney was just missing that, the response to Ryan. Like, to punish Ryan to come in like that and be a little reckless. He never punished Ryan for that. And he wasn't even trying to punish Ryan when he would turn his back. It was late when he started hitting him in his lower, on his lower side. Like, he should have been doing that off the rib. Like, he had to capitalize on every opponent, on every opportunity. He had to capitalize that he was behind and was like, okay, I'm behind. I got to drop Ryan Garcia. And he just never turned it up. And that's what I think is missing from Devin Haney. Devin Haney can win you a fight, 12-round fight, no problem. But at some point, you're going to face adversity like he did with Ryan Garcia. Someone's going to pressure you. Someone's going to land some big bombs on you, and you need to respond. You can't just jab, jab, move around, jab, jab. No, now you got to respond with this guy, because now he's going to think he can just land these on you, and you're not going to do anything. You're just going to jab, jab, move, jab, 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 move. And then Ryan Garcia, I mean, his game plan was perfect for Devin, like we saw. So that's how I feel about Devin. Devin needs that. It's missing, I think, in my opinion. I know people say that he doesn't have power. Devin has power. I just think he needs to learn how to use it. He needs to learn how to, like, have power shots where he can really hurt somebody. So, Ryan Garcia going 12 rounds, that shit blew my mind. I was like, how is this guy going 12 rounds and looking like that? To be able to drop Devin in the first, and then like in the middle of the fight, and then towards the end of the fight, that's impressive to have that power, that speed throughout the whole fight. And that's where I'm like, bro, Ryan Garcia, I don't know if this was all an act or not, but if you lock in and you stay disciplined and focused, you can be one of the best boxers in the world. He could be the face of boxing. He could be calling the shots, but he just needs to lock in and have good people around him. And I mean, who knows? Like, one thing that I learned is I don't know Ryan Garcia's potential. I don't know how much. I think he can get better. That's what I'm trying. Ryan Garcia could get better. And he's really, really, really good. But he can get better just because of the actions that I see outside of the ring. And like I said, a lot of it might be act. But I was like, if Ryan Garcia is just like really dialed in and really locked in, and you see it from him, like, good luck to anybody who faces Ryan Garcia, bro. You know what I mean? Now you got to ask yourself, like, what's next? What's next? Ryan Garcia talked about he can't make 140, that he wants to fight at 145, 147, and I think that's good for Ryan. You know, if the weight cut's too brutal, don't do that to your body, man. Just do what you can, do the best you can, and that's it. So I don't really know what's next for Ryan. Both guys talked about a rematch, and both guys said, yeah, I'm down. You know, let's run it back. Devin said I gave him a shot. He needs to give me a shot. So I would like to think a rematch would happen because I want Devin Haney to redeem himself. If a rematch doesn't happen, I would understand completely. But I would like to see if they still gonna make a lot of money. It was a close fight. I know Ryan Garcia dropped him 3 times, but at the end of the day, the fight was close. If a drop didn't happen, Devin Haney could have won the fight. And if Devin Haney would have won the fight, people would have been really upset, but they would have accepted it as well. So it was a close fight, man, and I think you need to run it back. But if they don't run it back, people were talking about Errol Spence. I think Terrence Crawford would be a good matchup. Tank, Gervonta Davis too, and with Pitbull Cruz, those are all good matchups for Ryan Garcia. I know saying Crawford's crazy and Spence is probably crazy, but why not? Ryan's a big dude, and I think it would be cool and fun to watch him fight one of those guys. Like, it would just be fun. And for Devin Haney, I mean, the only thing that I can think what's next for him, I think he just needs to redeem this loss before he moves forward with anything, honestly. I think he needs to face Ryan again, whether he beats him or loses. I think he needs to fight Ryan and really figure out how he can beat Ryan and go through a camp like that and then and just see if he can beat him, because if I'm a competitive guy, like, I got dropped by this guy, but I still could have possibly won. I'm going to run it back. I'm going to want to run it back. Like, it's just how it is, So I think Devin Haney needs to do everything in his power to make the rematch happen. But Ryan Garcia has all the power, in my opinion, in this one, whether he wants to rematch or run it back with somebody else. I don't know, man. Let's see. People obviously bringing up Tank. I don't want to see Devin and Tank as much as I used to. I will say that. I was expecting Devin Haney to put on a master class, call out Gervonta Tank Davis. That didn't happen. Don't call out Tank. I don't know how good Tank is, though. I still don't know. The Ryan Garcia that fought Tank, if you look at the videos and pictures, Ryan Garcia looked so much smaller. So much smaller. And the way he looked this fight, just looking fast, strong, and lasted 12 rounds like that, just the Ryan Garcia and that Tank fight was a different Ryan Garcia. People, like the Tank fans, are going to be like, no, Tank beat him. Yeah, Tank beat Ryan Garcia, no doubt. Dropped him for making the goofy mistakes, no question. I'm not going to take anything away from Tank, but it would be a different fight. Even if it was at 135 with no rehydration clause, it's a different fight. It just is, And if they run it back, it has to happen at 140, the minimum, with no rehydration clause. Tank's not going to take that fight. He's just not. But who will? Devin fucking Haney will. And he's going to do it again. But, yeah, that fight would be different, And I would like to see it one day. I really would like to see Gervonta Tank Davis fight Ryan Garcia at 140 with no rehydration clause. I know they talked about doing a catch weight at 145 with no rehydration clause, but Devin Haney's not going to do that. I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis is not going to want to do that. Like, he's just not. Tank Davis is not that type of fighter, and we've seen it, and we're going to keep seeing it over and over. So, just want to make that clear, because you got to give Ryan Garcia some credit. I was like, okay, bro, you were drained. That rehydration did fuck you up because look how good you look here. If he would have done what he did against Devin, it would have been a different fight. He probably still would have got knocked out. Yeah, maybe, but it would have been different. It just would have been different. Let's see. Last thing here. I hope Ryan, he gets some help. That's the last thing I wanted to say. I think he is going through something. I don't know how severe it is, but I think he has his mental struggles, and I think he needs to get better. I hope he is seeking help and, talking to somebody or just exercising his brain in a healthy way. I don't know, right? Just doing what he needs to do to better his mental health. And I just don't want to see Ryan Garcia lose it. He has a lot of potential to be one of the best boxers in the planet right now. He has a lot of potential to make a lot of money. And he has a lot of potential for everything. And I want to see him succeed, and I want to see him here on this earth, and I want to see him healthy. Like I told you guys, you go look at all my videos the last 3 years, 4 years, I've been rooting for Ryan. I've always has been. I wasn't a fan of how he approached this fight, but I just, after this, look, if he's really drinking every day, he needs to take care of that because he shouldn't be doing that. If he's really going through it and he's smoking and drinking for his vice, somebody needs to be there for him and help him out, right? Because we all know that's not a good path, and no one needs to go down that path. Don't matter who you are. So If Ryan Garcia does need the help, he needs to get it. I hope he can. I hope he surrounds himself around good people, and that can help him make the best decisions. Guys, this is the episode. The content is probably, you know what? I don't even know. I was going to say content is going to be dry, but I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Remember, guys, I don't want to be right. I just want to entertain you guys and just provide you my insights and tell you how I feel about the fight and just here for a good time. That's it. We're just here for a good time, and we're just enjoying everything, and that's what I want the vibes and the energy to be. Let's just have fun. Let's enjoy it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great, great week. Peace.